What's up, everybody? Tyson Roush, Let's Talk Jets. Hope everybody's having an excellent week. The New York Jets are all-season champions again. I think this is 4 years in a row for Joe Douglas. These are legitimately exciting times for the team, especially when you see the endless debates about who the Jets should pick at pick 10, whether it's a wide receiver, offensive lineman, or a tight end. But the feedback on the videos for free agency have been really interesting when you see what people think of Joe Douglas and his plan as it's been playing out. Now, obviously, his plan is not done yet. You got to look for a lot more depth pieces. You need a backup running back. You need offensive line depth, safety help. You know, if you want to bring in Clowney, I know Clowney visited. So a lot of other moves that need to be made and the draft. But the assessment of Douglas is fascinating to me because the Jets entered a win-now offseason where they have legitimate holes at several positions, and Douglas addressed them. And he addressed them in a financially responsible manner where there's still cap space, there's still draft flexibility, and your future is still intact where you're not wiping out all your resources. Where my biggest fear was this regime comes back this year, they spend crazy money, they get fired, and next year we are stuck in legitimate cap hell with awful contracts and bad players. None of that happened. But so there are some fans that are saying, you know what, I give Joe Douglas a lot of credit. He made smart, he got good value with good players, with the amount of risk associated with it, which every team has. But you can see the blueprint, you can see the plan. I give him credit. Now, some are saying he's one of the best GMs of all time. And my rebuttal of that is I think we're so used to the level of incompetence within the Jets that when you finally see smart moves, we go above and beyond giving this guy credit. But on the other side, there's a portion of the fan base, and this side is like flooding my comments, where they're just like, this plan is destined to fail because of the injuries. Where, Mike Williams coming off an ACL, will he be ready week 1? Will he be up to speed by week 3, week 4? Like, usually with ACL injuries, depending on the athlete, sometimes that first year back, you're not as explosive, and then as the season goes on, you get better. We kind of saw it with Breece Hall, right? But so that you have that concern. Then you look at, the offensive line. Morgan Moses was banged up towards the end of last year. He had a pec surgery. He's recovering from that. Will he be ready for the season? Tyron Smith missed, 3 games last year, and he's got an injury history. Tyrod Taylor gets banged up. So you have the one side of the fan base that says, you know what, I like the moves. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed. I'm going to embrace it all works out. And there's the other side's like, there's no way in hell this is going to work. And we're not even talking about Aaron Rodgers returning from injury, where, again, that divides people too, where all that excitement surrounding Rodgers last year seems to be tainted now, where it's like, all right, it took the wind out of all our sails, right? But now it's like some people are like, you know what? We don't know what he is. The Jets luck he comes back and he plays terribly and we're going to have a lost season. Some are saying, you know what? He's going to be really good because he's coming back with a chip on his shoulder. He wants to prove everybody wrong. He wants to be MVP again. So I'm curious to see what everybody thinks. Like, where do you stand with this free agency? Like, I'm okay with it. Like, I think at this point in March, what is today, March 21st, I can't be this doom and gloom fan every day, hating on everything. It's exhausting, and it takes away the fun of being a fan. I think this is the time of the year where it's like you can be cautiously optimistic, you can be skeptical, but it's like, all right, maybe this finally does all work out. Now, I'm not going to be like everybody else saying the Jets are the best team in the AFC East. I'm not going that far because, you don't know what Aaron Rodgers is. And to be honest with you, I don't have a lot of faith in the coaching staff. Whether that's right or wrong or whatever, I just don't. While some of these players have a lot to prove, this coaching staff has a lot to prove. Joe Douglas is giving, Saleh this big pile of clay to mold his team. Now he's got to maximize. He's got to make the best model, whatever he's making, that he can. But I don't know. I just can't. I can't be doom and gloom right now. And I can't be like, you know what? There's no way this is going to work. Sometimes it does work. Teams can't buy championships, but in all honesty, there is a good core here that if you can maximize their potential, the Garrett Wilsons, the Breece Halls, the Sauce Gardners, Jermaine Johnson, Quincy Williams, there is a nucleus there. It's just get them on the field, keep them healthy, and just coach them up and have everybody believe and hope that the leadership of Rodgers can maybe offset any kind of inadequacies in the locker room or in the coaching staff. So let me know what you guys think. What kind of fan are you, man? Are you fully bought into this offseason, or are you still kind of like, you got to show it to me? I'll talk to you later.